Hello students, welcome to EasyElimu Learning Simplified. I am your teacher, Mr. Stanley Ombogo. So dear students, we are in the last act. Remember I said that the Samaritan has 4 acts and each act has got a number of three scenes. So we are going to look at the thematic concerns that we have in scene 3, that is act 4. Again, scene 3 also marks the end of the play. So scene 3 is the last scene of the Samaritan. So remember, previously in the second scene, there was a meeting that was held in the that is in the judge's boardroom in Justice Jordan's boardroom. So in the meeting, they were to come up with various ways and alternative that they would use to free themselves or to escape some of the accusations that members of the public have against them. So while talking about some of these alternatives, remember Justin Jordan chairing the meeting came up with a number of strategies. That is a number of suggestions that the members thought were okay. Now, another thing that they talked about, another strategy that they did mention was to pay a visit to the ethics and innovations teacher, that is teacher Nicole. So they decided to pay a visit to that is the teacher as all leaders from the Maracas municipality. So they thought that maybe the presence of all the municipal leaders at the school was kind of going to make Nicole be that is empathetic. Now, what happens in scene 3? What happens in scene 3? Remember, the scene is about justice. So all municipal leaders are at Sagrada Secondary School, and they are there to see Nicole. So it is around lunch hours. So remember, the principal, Narine, had earlier excused herself that there were important, crucial matters concerning the school that she had to attend to. After all, the Samaritan app is no longer owned by the school, so she had no business being part of the meeting. So remember, before visiting the school, they came up with an idea. That they give Nicole some powerful position within the municipality, so that she sides with them. But that did not happen. So it ended, I was about to say badly, but then I remembered that it did not end badly. The only bad thing about the scene is that it ends the play. But the most interesting thing is that all the leaders who are involved in corruption in one way or the other were all under custody. That is after being escorted by Tajo, who was in charge of that is he was an officer from the Anti-Corruption Investigation Bureau. So he called himself Inspector Tajo. So that was about the scene. And it marked the end of the play. So some of the thematic concerns that we were able to identify in the scene are as follows. So we have got the theme of colonialism. There is also the theme of bad governance and misuse of office. We have also the theme of corruption. We can also talk about greed, that is greed for power, and this is seen in most of the leaders within the municipality. Then we also have the theme of deception, hypocrisy, and pretense. There is also the theme of that is change and optimism. We also have the theme of justice, because at the end, justice is served. So there is also the theme of hopelessness, disillusionment, and despair. We also have escapism. Lastly, fear then religion. So on to the first issue, that is colonialism. Let us see what we have under colonialism. So we are told that Narine tells Nicole that the struggle for good governance stretches as far back as the beginning of human history. So she further says that their forefathers were slaves to white people. So remember, most of I was about to talk about African African countries, but then I remember I've just remembered that the setting of the play is in the Caribbean. But anyway, the stories are just the same. Even in the African continent, the struggle for good governance started way back when our forefathers uh, were slave to the whites, and uh, that is what is now bringing the issue of colonialism. So it is something that uh, the struggle for good governance, something that started way back, even before most of the countries attained their independence. So another issue that is raised in this scene is that is bad governance and misuse of office. So we are told that Narine talks about neo-colonialism when she says that currently people have been enslaved by their own people. So remember, before most of the states or most of the countries attained their independence, there was that assumption that there was no development because it is the whites who took over and ruled most of the people. But now, even after independence, that is now during the post-independence or the post-colonial periods, people are still suffering. And what is interesting, or what is funny, I don't know whether to say it is funny, because it is not. So uh, what is surprising here is that even after we were able to drive away colonialists, we are still suffering the same way, because majority people have been enslaved by their own people. So leaders are enslaving members of the public, that is by not doing what is right, uh, and therefore subjecting them to suffering. So Inspector Bembe also tells Nicole that they must introduce fundamental changes in the way the municipality is administered. He says that they do agree that serious mistakes have been made in leadership. So finally, Inspector Bembe is able to do what? Is able to open up and uh, tell Nicole that there are mistakes that have been happening, or that have been made in the entire leadership. So remember, I'm repeating that no one is pure. So Nicole tells the municipal leaders that they were entrusted with public office to manage the people's affairs and lead them to a prosperous future, but they turned corrupt and broke the law in pursuit of personal gains. So most of the leaders wanted to satisfy their self-interest, that is their individual or personal interest. So we can also call it private interest, at the expense of those who elected them into those offices. So we also have the theme of corruption. So through Basdeo, corruption is depicted when he says that Nicole should not expect truthful and patriotic people in the municipality, since they are all self-seekers. So again, Nicole accuses the leaders of misusing their offices to practice corruption. So this is again evident when she tells them that if they were good Samaritans, they would not have dipped their fingers in public tills or broke the law. Yeah, so he reminds them that if they were good Samaritans, so remember he's still talking, so she's referring, sorry for the pronoun mistake, she's referring again to the good Samaritan that we have in the Bible. So she tells the leaders that were they good Samaritans, then none of them would have gotten into this mess. So again, the mayor says that they want change in the municipality. where public resource will no longer be stolen and the police will stand with the innocent. Besides, justice will be for all, and lawmakers will protect and promote public interest. And for this, we deduce that corruption is rampant in Maracas. So there is also the issue of greed for power, and I believe we can also use certain illustrations that we used when talking about corruption and abuse of office to illustrate this. So greed of power is evident when Basdeo suggests that he should be made a co-mayor. So he says he will be very close to have equal powers like the mayor, though not really close, but almost there, almost there. So his goal is to do what? Is to be the overall leader. And that is why he is the chief opposition leader in Maracas municipality. So he wants to take over, he wants to be the overall leader. And that is again why that is Ramdai and the company were able to convince him to join the alliance. So Honorable Basdeo is also is taken aback. He is taken aback when Jaden proposes that Nicole is given a contract to be a director general of the municipality. So greed is built since Basdeo is eyeing a top position. So you don't want to imagine Nicole coming from nowhere, then being at the top position, whereas he has been a seasonal politician and he is not even able to clinch the seat of the mayor. So he's taken aback when Jaden proposes that Nicole be given the position of the director general. So there are also we also have the theme of deception, hypocrisy, and pretense. So hypocrisy and pretense, they talk about the same thing. So the leaders of Maracas deceive Nicole that they really need to bring her on board out of the goodwill of Maracas municipality. So the principal judge, that is Jaden, tells Nicole after due deliberations, they agreed to consult her about the possible changes they need to effect, that is to secure the future of the municipality. So the truth is that they are playing power politics. Even the reason why Nicole is given this position is to shut him, that is to shut up. So the truth, again, we are told that they intend to bring Nicole on their side so as to stop the use of the Samaritan app, and that is what I've just talked about. So the Inspector General deceptively tells Nicole that he is sorry for the arrest and arraignment in court. That is previously when he tried to arrest and intimidate, that is arrest, threaten, and intimidate Nicole. So Mayor also apologizes, and we know that his apology is not from the heart. So the mayor is also not truthful when he apologizes to Nicole. We know what they want. We know what they want. They just want to get away with the charges. So there is also the issue of change and optimism. We are told that Nicole states to the gentlemen that change is needed in the management of the municipality. So she further tells them that she is ready to work with like-minded citizens who will ensure there is transparency, and accountability in the management of public funds. But most of the leaders, have been embezzling the public funds, and that is why in the previous acts, we even told that the state of the roads are in a very bad condition, and there are funds allocated for that project, and that is why they compare the roads to a field where maybe bombs were detonated. So apart from that, the mayor says that the leaders want change in the municipality, or public resource will no longer be stolen. So the police will stand with the innocent, justice will be for all, and lawmakers will protect and promote public interest. So If that is what he's talking about right now, then what prevented them? What prevented the mayor from being just right from the beginning? So Nicole is optimistic, so she's hopeful. She says that it will be a new era in which everyone will be a good Samaritan and a brother's keeper. So on to the next thematic concern, that is justice. So the leaders, remember the scene ends when the leaders are arrested by the head of Anti-Corruption Investigations Bureau. So remember they are escorted by Tajo, who is also a character we are coming across in the last scene. So they are escorted to the headquarters to answer charges about variety of issues. Remember, up to this point, the beans have been spilled. There are a lot of information in the Samaritan app with the proofs. Remember, even members of the public were warned not to just post anything. So they only post things that they have, things that they can prove. So, sorry, Alvita reminds Nicole of what she once told them. That is at the end, when the leaders are being escorted. Alvita reminds Nicole that it is true that no one can escape from the consequences of their actions. So through flashback, she recalls the dialogue they had way back with their teacher, that is Nicole. So we can also talk about the issue of hopelessness, disillusionment, and despair. So we are told that the principal, Nareen, is desperate and thinks better leadership cannot be found at all. And again, that's why she tells Nicole that, good governance, people started fighting for good governance way back, even before independence. So after all, good leaders are no longer there, and Africans who were once colonized by whites are now enslaved by their own people. So remember, this is the bit that we used to illustrate. Was it colonialism or neo-colonial? It was neo-colonialism. So again, Nareen suggests that she will have no choice but personally grab Nicole by her pants and hound her out of her vicinity through the nearest available opening. Okay, it is there in the play, but again, I also understand the principle. I understand Nareen, because as the head of the school, she is worried. She is worried about the rampant visits. That is, the leaders coming in and out of the school, and therefore interfering with the normal school routine. So again, Basdeo, who is the chief opposition leader, thinks that the municipality can never have truthful and patriotic individuals. So lastly, Nicole says there is no hope in the municipality unless people resist the spirit of the beast. So remember, she encouraged people to use the word. We had the spirit, we had the bad spirit and the good spirit. So the beast is attributed to the bad spirit. So she encouraged the leaders to use the word, to use the good part of their the spirit, that is the good part of the spirit, that is by following the rules of the maker and the creator. So dear student, it is not the end. We still have some issues that are not discussed yet before we get to the end. So we also have escapism, where Nareen distances himself from the Samaritan as much possible. So she even threatens and advises Nicole to leave it so that she restores her peace. So she wants to escape from the drama. She don't want to be part of the drama. That is the whole thing about the Samaritan application. So the principal also welcomes the gentleman and cheats that she had planned to attend to crucial school matters. So this is a scene when she leaves the boardroom. When she quits the boardroom, that is exit, sorry. When she exits the boardroom and leaves Nicole with the leaders of Maracas municipality. Then The issue of fear is also addressed in the scene. That is, Montano and Alvita get to the boardroom while running. So they were fearful. The moment they saw the police officers, they thought that it was Nicole who was to be arrested. So Montano tells Nicole that they should give up on the app because the teacher may be arrested. That is upon seeing the head of anti-corruption investigation bureau, that is Tajo. So the entire municipal team is also scared when the police come in and the mayor tries to hide behind Nicole, whereas others shuffle on their feet in confusion. Who was trying to get under the table? Was it Inspector Mosi or Justice Jaden? Find that out. Find that out. So there is also that is the theme of religion, where Nicole urges the municipality leaders to turn away from their wicked ways and turn a new leaf that is towards their creator. And this is where she told them to use, that is the good part of the heart, or the good spirit, and avoid the bad spirit. So Nicole also equates the municipal to the revival of the dry bones, as it is in the good book. So she also tells the municipal leaders to be the good Samaritan and also be the brother's keeper. So as brought out in the good book, that is in the story, that is the parable of the good Samaritan. So dear students, that marks now the end of the thematic constants that we have in scene 3. That is the last scene of Act 4. So thank you for watching, and please keep it easy, Elimu. Until next time.